You know that feeling, right? That surge of just pure, unadulterated rage when you get stuck behind a group of slow walkers taking up the entire sidewalk? It feels like a universal frustration. But what if I told you it has absolutely nothing to do with you being impatient? Yeah, today we're going to break down what's really happening in that beautiful, complicated brain of yours.
We have all been there. I mean, that feeling of being totally trapped, your internal rhythm just thrown completely off kilter. It feels so personal, doesn't it? Like it's a direct assault on your mission to get from point A to point B. But what's really going on in your brain during these moments of, let's call it what it is, sidewalk rage?
Okay, so here's the big takeaway. The whole point of this. Your need for speed is not some kind of character flaw. You're not rude. It's actually a sign that your nervous system is wired completely differently. And today we're going to explore the 3 key psychological traits that explain exactly why you feel that need for speed.
Society just loves to tell fast walkers to, slow down and smell the roses. But honestly, that completely misses the neurological reality of how you process the world. We're about to tear down that stereotype and look at how things like conscientiousness and a need for deep thinking are the real drivers behind your pace.
Now, this slide really lays it all out. Look at the contrast here. On the left, you've got all the common labels people throw around: rude, impatient, always rushing. But then on the right, you see the psychological truth. High conscientiousness, a high need for cognition, and a deep-seated need for autonomy. So let's start by unpacking that very first trait, high conscientiousness.
So, the first piece of this puzzle is that your fast walking is a huge indicator of a trait called high conscientiousness. And this isn't just about, being tidy or organized. It goes way, way deeper than that.
See, psychologists have found that people with this trait don't just like order. They are, literally at a neurological level, hardwired to crave it. It's a fundamental part of their operating system, and it influences everything from how they organize their desk to how they plan their route to the grocery store.
And this is where it gets really fascinating, because there's a biological reward system at play here. When you walk efficiently, when things go exactly according to your internal plan, your brain literally releases dopamine. It feels good to be efficient, because your brain is actively rewarding you for it.
This whole drive for efficiency comes from the fact that your brain is essentially a problem-solving machine. It spots inefficiency everywhere and is genuinely bothered by it. For you, walking isn't just a leisurely stroll, it's a task to be optimized. So when you're forced to slow down, it disrupts this natural process, causing what feels like actual neurological friction, like a gear is grinding in your mental machinery.
All right, this brings us to our second trait, which explains why your brain is often doing so much more than just walking. It turns out you likely have a high need for cognition.
Neuroscientists use this term to describe people whose brains actively seek out depth and complexity. So when you're power walking to your destination, you're not just moving your legs, your mind is fully engaged in some kind of deep thought.
Your brain is probably running mental simulations, playing chess 10 moves ahead, organizing all the chaos of the day into brilliant insights. That fast walking pace isn't just a rush. It's your natural flow state. It's the physical speed that actually matches your mental speed.
So when you get stuck behind someone dawdling, it's not just annoying. It's a full-on cognitive disruption. Your brain is yanked out of its deep processing, and suddenly your cognitive load spikes, because now you're forced to play mental chess just to figure out how to pass them without getting hit by a car. They are literally interrupting your train of thought.
And finally, we've got the third trait. And honestly, this might be the most primal reason you can't stand being blocked. It's the deep human need for autonomy.
Psychologists have identified autonomy as one of the core needs for our psychological well-being. It's that feeling that your life, your choices, and even the way you just move through space are yours to control. From big life decisions all the way down to simply choosing your own path on the sidewalk.
And this is why a group of slow walkers can feel like so much more than a simple inconvenience. On a subconscious level, it's a direct challenge to your sense of agency, to your control over your own movement.
This actually triggers a fascinating psychological response called reactance. Basically, when we feel our freedom is being taken away, our brain rebels. We instinctively want to do the exact opposite of what we're being forced to do. So in this case, we want to speed up, not slow down.
So when you really think about it, walking fast and weaving through that crowd is a physical manifestation of your brain taking back its autonomy. It's a small way of proving to your nervous system that you are still in control.
Okay, let's put this all together now. It's not about being impatient. It's about a really unique combination of psychological traits that make up your personal operating system. This slide just sums it all up perfectly.
When you're optimizing your path, that's your brain seeking efficiency, thanks to high conscientiousness. When you're thinking deeply, you're in a cognitive flow state. And when you resist being blocked, your brain is simply protecting its freedom. It all connects.
So the next time someone tells you to slow down, just remember this. You are not rushing. You are a highly conscientious, deep thinker, and your brain is simply protecting its cognitive flow and its autonomy. It's not a flaw, it's a feature of your system.
So I have to ask you, are you the fast walker? The one whose friends complain they have to basically jog just to keep up? Or are you the one always yelling for everyone to slow down? Let me know down in the comments, be honest. I'm really curious to see which side of the sidewalk wins out here.